when your parents came, maybe you were attending test here. Whose parents are all joined? This month. I remembered her. Or बस इतना ही. Why didn't the other PTM? You didn't get slots. Why man? आप लोग 11th hour में आके knock किया है. That is the reason. Okay, I'm not discriminating, but next PTM I want to at least ask the parents to join. है I hope I didn't do any mirch masala with your parents. Correct, I understood. What do you got since you were here? What did your dad was there? I think dad and mom. What did he say there? Second point, Mark. India is the second largest producer after China. Second point, India is the second largest producer after. No need. Only mark the point. Did you mark the third point now? Directly go down 43 million hectares rice cultivation. 43 million hectares. But learn the answers like this, but when you're writing, write it in sentence. Rice cultivation occupies 43 million. Then rice tariff crop. You know? Now is these 4 points enough, or you want me to add more points? Just check. Pehla read karo textbook. Study? Okay, then let us go to climatic. I am allowing you guys to mark climatic and rainfall. Mark only 2 or max 3, climatic and rainfall, because we have already kiya hai. Correct? Come on, start marking climatic and rainfall. I sent a message to from there. Couldn't get the message. So last Monday is my action. Who came for my next Monday बच्चे बाद में syllabus खत्म करके. If you are unable to mark, please check with me. I will mark for you. Done? Okay. Now rainfall also mark. I am marking for you. It requires, instead of rice, it requires high rainfall. Instead of put you write high. Don't cut it, just write high. And bracket में क्या लिखेंगे 100 to 300 centimeters. Sorry, 150. Then ये deltas, estuaries, flood plains and valleys of rivers and coastal plains है ना. Open bracket from delta, that is point number 2. And उसके आगे एक word लिखो grows well in, not एक word, three. Grows well in. GROWS, grows well in. What should be not marking. अच्छा ठीक है. Then go to the next para. Deep, fertile, clayey, loamy soils, well suited. ये continue है. That is point number 3. And let us go to that's enough. Now rice crops in India are grouped into 2 categories. One is upland and lowland rice. So it is already there. Upland, this type of rice is grown unlike mountainous region. And it is grown in March and April. Now, March and April means which season in India? Summer season. So is it a kharif crop? Rice is a kharif crop, is it? But ये जो season है, ये upland areas है ना. What is this upland areas are? If I say Assam, and then I come down to Madhya Pradesh, which is an upland area. Not Madhya Pradesh. Are you sure? It is the elevation of the agricultural land where the rice is growing. Correct. So that is why they are growing it in that region in a different month as compared to the kharif crop. So although it is not a kharif season, but they grow it. So they might have what? Irrigation supply. Irrigation. Then next. This type of cultivation depends on underlying distribution of rain only. I mean, northeastern means we have this Meghalaya state also, which are the 3 hills responsible for Khasi Garo and Jainta, which is the place highest rainfall. It is Mausin Ram. Okay. And go ahead, entire crop underline, used locally. Now do one thing, put heading in your notebook, rice cultivation as I've already written. And this upland and lowland को आपको खुद बनाना है. अभी upland बनाओ, lowland का मैं देता हूँ. Upland and lowland. First you write down. Oh guys, down. As if she's right already. Upland rice you only write down. I'm also writing along with you. Lowland I'm going to get. Rice cultivation one is upland. Second is lowland. Both are same place. Cherrapunji and Mausinram is both in Meghalaya. Upland I have already marked. Start writing quick. Give it. Anyone left signing attending from the girls? I'll check this. Vishal has to sign. No. Understand and write. If you don't understand, please ask me. Anybody left unsigning? He hasn't signed. This fellow, what is the first name? Let's check whether you signed. Second executive. Okay. Shall I give Nolan rights?
Excuse me. Yes.
First point under lowland rise. Okay, can wait. Same thing, but I'll just add some lines on my rise. Millets is cancelled fully. Yes. Shall I? You just leave some space and start continuing because it is taking the time. Lowland rice, point number 1. As the name suggests, write down point number 1. As the name suggests, grown on low-lying areas of the country. As the name suggests, grown on low-lying areas of the country. Second point. Sown, S-O-W-N, in June, harvested in October. Hyphen, same, continue. Plenty of water required. Plenty of water, continue, same one. In October. plenty of water required for its production. Next, mainly used for local consumption, surplus is supplied to other regions. Surplus supplied to nearby regions. Change the para. Rice production in India. No, it is for both together. Rice production in India is given highest priority. Rice production in India is given highest priority. Hyphen. Staple consumption. Hyphen staple consumption. Priority. What did I say? Staple consumption and ever-growing demand. Only write the method. We will study from the volume or the textbook. You write methods of rice cultivation. Methods of rice cultivation. I am also writing dry method and puddled method. Methods, dry, second is puddled or puddled, whatever you pronounce. So again, come back to your textbook. They will ask you only what is that dry method. Did you see page number 159, open bracket. Is a method mainly used areas which depends on rains and do not have supplementary irrigation facility. Second point in that same heading, seeds are sown in rows. Underline that. Using drills. With the help of cut using drills in heavy rainfall periods. Go to the next page. And now puddled or wet method of cultivation is practiced, open bracket. Areas which have assured an adequate supply of water. I'm just taking a pause here so that I'll explain. Now, either dry or wet. What is the common point between both the irrigation? Water requirement is high. But which is more beneficial?
Wet.
Do you accept?
Yes.
Why?
The natural rainfall is because so in the months of the rainfall and more rainfall.
Very good. He's answering the case. Seasonal rainfall in India is highly uncertain. If I ask, more than 60% of the Indian farmers are dependent on this, it might fluctuate my production. Is there any fluctuation in puddle method? Why? Dam se to pani hai. The dam people take a survey of the local village and then they say you can this year go for 2 cropping. What is that 2 cropping? First and second. Can I do a survey with the rainfall? Meteorology bolta hi hai. This year we will get high rainfall. This year there is cyclone. This year that and that. But do you think the farmers can depend on the rainfall? Why not? Uncertain. Then have you heard about dry spells? What are dry spells? Every 2 days it should rain, and 3rd and 4th day it should not rain. Again 5th and 6th day it should rain, and 7th and 8th day it should not rain. What do you think हमारा monsoon ऐसे behave करता है? क्यों नहीं करता है? Depends on the cloud, depends on the condensation, depends on the area confinement. Understood? So normally we have both dry method of rice cultivation and we have puddled method. So dry method, as you already know, directly on rainfall. Puddle method, along with rainfall, they also get it. Water from where? Dams normally. That is why it is known as which method? Wet method. गलती से भी exam में without water करके मत लिख के आना. Clear? Okay. Let's mark from the textbook again. In this method, the land is thoroughly. Underline the word thoroughly. With
3 or
5 centimeters of standing water. Now, why didn't they say it in the dry method? Land to thoroughly flow करने का. And 3 centimeters से पानी चाहिए उनको. Why didn't they say it for?
So because it's impossible because water you cannot evaporate and rain is absorbed and
One thing is very clear that here it is more of scientific method. Everything it is human calculation. Here whose calculation? It's all in the rain. If I go deep for 3 to 5 centimeters and there is no rain at all, what will happen? What will happen? The seed will then and there only. As I say, this Meghalaya and Mausindra, now you are saying Cherrapunji, I will show maybe today or any other day the heavy rainfall. Very few people might have gone to Meghalaya or Mausindra, but Kerala is one I think many people have gone. Even I have gone many a time. And normally we say when it rains in Kerala, it really rains. मतलब क्या है? We can't expect even half a day or even 2 hours of spells. It rains and rains and rains. But can I do then dry farming there? कैसे करेगा? Rainfall पे dependent है मैं. But rainfall इतना heavy हो गया. Can I do cultivation then? I can't. Let us go a little bit towards the eastern side. We have Gujarat and little bit of Kutch area. And when I was in my seminar also, there were 2-3 people who from the Gujarat area only. So मैं उनसे कच्छ के बारे में पूछ रहा था. कुछ नहीं सर, वो रन है रन. मतलब रन किधर रन करने का? रन नहीं सर, RANN का. It's I heard क्या पता dry area कुछ भी नहीं है. In fact, I wanted to go to that western part of that Thar and other desert. बोला अभी आप next trip में आएगा ना, हम लोग जाएगा. Because it is very far. And they say कुछ भी नहीं है, desert ही है. I need to go to this Jaisalmer. That's one of the I heard a wonderful city, but it is very close to our beautiful neighbor called Pakistan. है ना? तो why I'm saying that अगर गुजरात में अगर हम लोग dry farming करेगा, do you expect कि गुजरात that run of Kutch area dry farming will be successful? Why not? Rainfall का तो उधर पता ही नहीं है. Even if the land is fertile, I have to go for the wet farming only. अभी समझ में आया? Why they are using two techniques, dry and wet farm. Depends on the area, depends on the rainfall, and depends on the type of soil as well. Let's proceed. Now, everyone put the heading. This I am going to give. Sowing of seeds. Exam में दो method आता है. One is Japanese and broadcasting method आता है. Explain the importance of Japanese method. तो मैं सबका दो लाइन दे देता हूँ. Normally, many of the batches I've just marked it from the volume. Since you guys wanted me from textbook, so I'm giving it. Right up. Sowing of seeds. Rice sowing is done in India. Rice sowing is done in India using following main method. Sowing, S-O-W. Rice sowing is done in India using following methods. First, broadcasting method. It is there in the textbook, but then broadcasting method. Right for that. Mainly used in those regions. With scarce labor and infertile soil. Mainly used in those regions with scarce labor and infertile soil. Second point. After plowing. Or what is that? You don't call this as plowing, is it? Plowing ही बोलते हैं ना. She's saying plowing. Seeds are scattered. Seeds are scattered all over manually. Next. Quality of seeds. Quality of seeds used. Next one. Are inferior type. Quality of seeds used are of inferior type hyphen low yield. So low yield. YIELD. Quality of seeds used are of inferior type hyphen so low yield. Now check this. In villages or any movies, or if you have seen, the farmers normally use the hands and they just throw it like this. अभी ये method India में almost zero है. Why? देखो the seed as well as yield is very low. So normally ये कैसा रहेगा? Subsistence या extensive? Are you sure subsistence? You remember what I explained for subsistence? Who can tell me what is subsistence farming? एक minute. Yes. The middle boy. Behind Avi. Avi को भी नहीं आता. That is also guarantee. Avi तू बताएगा? What is subsistence farming? Sit down, sit down. Yes, get up. Get up. What is that? पता नहीं. You are there. I think you are missing on that. Subsistence farming. Tell me. Don't answer then remain standing. अरे एक दो point तो बोल. Anybody from this side? This side. What's it? You want. You want to say? No problem.
Small land buildings and there is.
Okay. Yes, the other person. Next to you. The last person. Now you have to repeat. Avi, then only you are allowed to say. You only matter. Yes. Subsistence. Just turn the pages. Avi also do. Turn the pages. Dhwani.
Very less.
और इतना डिटेल में ये चैप्टर सब मैंने सुना स्कूल में ऐसे ही भगा के लेके जाते हैं आधा दो वर्ड बोला एक मिनट दो वर्ड बोला और कैन आई सिट सर वेट शी इज रीडिंग लिसन यस Okay, leave it. Are you guys studying after my lecture any time?
Yes.
I don't think so. Sit down. Yes. Okay, so बैठ हाँ yes, she was calling.
She was calling.
Okay, let's proceed now. Write the second method, drilling method. Okay, keep revising now. Chapters are going a little bit quick. Drilling method. Mainly followed in the peninsular part of the country. Mainly followed in peninsular part of the country. Peninsula. Second, a peninsula part. That's also. Second point. Seeds are sown using the furrows. Inside the furrows, sorry, what do you think? Seeds are sown in the furrows made by the drill. Made by the drill. A machine. Seeds are sown in the furrows made by the drill. Next point. Important advantage. Hyphen. Systematic sowing. Systematic sowing. Correct germination. Correct. germination, high production with minimum wastage. Correct sowing, something like that. है ना? High production with minimum wastage. Last point,
High production.
with minimum wastage. Not iron, with minimum wastage. Last point, the only disadvantage is time consuming. Now let me just explain this. Look, agriculture, as far as rice is concerned, we can say almost every part of India does on a smaller or a larger scale. I remember when wheat, which revolution? Green revolution. Then they wanted the same technology for rice. Haryana and Punjab farmers did not start rice initially. But when they understood the whole India is doing, they also doing it. But the Punjab and Haryana farmers, even today, majority farmers do this basmati rice only. I mean, you know what is the price and what is the profit margin of basmati. अगर उसका price इतना है, don't you think the investment will also be similar? Correct? That fertile soil, requirement high, fertilizer high, pesticides high. I ask a UP farmer who is an average marginal farmer, चलो भाई साहब, ये टाइम आप 100 किलो बासमती राइस मुझे सप्लाई करेंगे, वो बोलेगा नॉर्मल राइस के वांदे है ना, उससे कहां से मैं बासमती राइस. Whereas पंजाब farmers बोलेगा कितना क्विंटल चाहिए. Why? He has already learned that green revolution technology in what? In wheat. And sorry to say, Punjab and Haryana farmers are one of the best income earning farmers of India. If I say there is one tractor which has come which might be 15 lakhs, तो बोलेगा 2 खरीदेगा. Whereas an UP or a little bit of Bihari tractor, बैल है घर पे, चला गया. Because the standard of living is not so high. So when I'm using the method, the word drill, if you have seen the tractors, they have a big drill-like thing which is, potting one seed at regular interval. Good thing, spacing, production is high. The problem it is time consuming. Correct? But what we are seeing, the rate at which the population growing, the rate at which our crops are growing, which is highly mismatching, population or crops. So what is the solution? Can we shoot away all the population? Nahi chahiye. We can't do that. The biggest mistake done by Sanjay Gandhi. Who was he? Rajiv Gandhi's elder brother. The first time Congress lost the election. Just remember me when I'm not civics is with me. So when Congress lost for the first time, non-Congress government came in. You know what did Mr. Sanjay Gandhi did? More than, I think, not exact figure, they said 13 lakhs of people, compulsory family planning. All the married youth. Ambulance भेजता था गाँव-गाँव में और सबको पकड़ के लेके जाता. But the problem was that India, being a democratic country, we cannot. I think now the population people, survey people are saying that China has really made it a daunting task as a very easy. Because in that country, one child norm is very strict. Whereas in India, even the 2-child norm is it strict or is it just encouraging? Encouraging. We can only request. बोलेगा क्यों? तुझे क्या करना है? मतलब कि अभी UP government is trying to implement that law. There is hues and cries. नहीं कर सकता है. ये हमारा और हमारा उनका काम है. तुम बीच में नहीं आने का. अरे फैमिली का डिसीजन है क्या? हाँ. But government at least can request. भाई साहब कुछ नहीं. अच्छा. तभी government ने थोड़ा दूसरा मेथड अपनाया है. You have more than 2 child, no problem sir. राशन कार्ड में benefits नहीं मिलेंगे. I remember Lalu ji was the CM of Bihar, and many ministers want to pass a very wonderful bill. The bill stated very simple: those ministers who have more than 2 children will not be allowed to file the nomination. Lalu ji was very angry. नहीं चलेगा. तो बोले साहब क्या होगा? हमारा 12 बच्चे हैं, 11 है actually. तो लालू जी will be disqualified first. हाँ, अभी जो 2 लड़कियां उनको हॉस्पिटल में देख रही है वो 9 और 10 का नंबर है और ये तेजस्वी आई थिंक तीसरा नंबर पे है. एंड उसका और 2 बड़े भाई भी है, तो सोचो लालू जी कहाँ एग्जाम्पल सेट कर रहे हैं. Correct? Sorry, I'm not like that. Even you go to Kerala, the literacy rate when we compare, it's one because the program is launched very effectively. Abhi Bihar mein literacy rate is close to 44%. Our own Maharashtra is not even 70%. It is 67.8 something. Abhi Maharashtra, we look at only Bombay, Navi Mumbai. Is it Maharashtra only this much? You have to go to Marathwada. I haven't gone, but I heard people are having seriously challenged like they. Drinking water is a real luxury for them. Am I correct? Absolutely dry part of Maharashtra. Sharad Pawar was a minister, agriculture minister. And then there were farmers who were committing suicides. And when the press channel asked, he said food poisoning, the cause. So many people said, sir, udhar khane ke liye food hi nahi milta hai. Nahi, you are taking the wrong meaning of the word food poisoning. So press ne pucha kya hai? Instead of food, they are consuming poison. Understood? What did he explain? For you and me, what is food poison? कुछ भी अनाज चनाब का किधर रोड साइड में खा लिया और फिर खत्म. So this was the problem, and till now Maharashtra is not very good at all in agriculture. There is one particular goat breed which is found in Maharashtra, Mehsana करके कुछ है. बोलते हैं वो भी एक अच्छा एक्टिविटी है, बट अभी बोलते हैं कि वो गोट पूरा महाराष्ट्र से गायब हो गया. अभी वो तो पासपोर्ट वीजा लेके कोई फॉरेन कंट्री तो नहीं गया, गवर्नमेंट ने उनको सपोर्ट नहीं किया. करेक्ट. So I have seen literally where I've gone little bit of interior part of Maharashtra, farmers are struggling a lot, but then we have certain sugarcane farmers, correct? And this cotton farmers, they are super rich. Nashik is the only district of Maharashtra where maximum Mercedes Benz car are booked पूरा इंडिया में. And अभी नासिक में कौन बड़ा बड़ा इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट थोड़ी रहता था ना. Now we have seen women entrepreneurs jumping in, especially in northern areas. I don't know how many have seen, at least when she was alive, Phulan Devi करके एक lady. Oh my God, she was a real dacoit. आज जो भी लड़की क्लास में या स्कूल में बहुत मस्ती करती है, तुरंत मैडम बोलते हैं फूलन देवी बनना है. आप लोगों को मालूम नहीं है फूलन देवी कौन थी, है ना. She was from one part of मध्य प्रदेश where she was a big loot. जैसा तमिलनाडु में एक बंदा था बड़ा मूछ के साथ, वीरप्पन. हाँ, she was a lady part of वीरप्पन. She handed over and she became a MP. MP बन गई वो directly. But one of the Jat fellow, high class fellow, shot at that lady when she was coming out of her house after becoming an MP. So Veerappan was very inspired by this incident. मैं भी hand over करेगा, मुझे भी MP का seat दो. But Veerappan was shot at by this Karnataka and Tamil Nadu police. That's a part of the history. So why I'm giving all these incidents? Because in India, rice farming is done all over India. But how rich they are becoming, how much they can invest, depends on the area and depends on the government concentration. Abhi mera hi chechi hai, she is not with me, she is some part of Panvel, she has her own quarters, good one. Hamesha Modi ko gali dete rehte. Well, very good, out there. She knows that I like him, तो purposely घर पे आएगी start हो जाएगी. तेरा मोदी, मतलब मेरा मोदी तो तेरा कौन है? He is giving full concentration to UP and Bihar. मतलब देगा ही ना. तमिलनाडु में तो मोदी का नाम से हु मोदी ऐसा पूछता है. एंड केरला में ओए नहीं आने का, ये हमारा स्टेट है. तो ऑटोमेटिकली ही विल आल्सो नॉट लाइक. अभी गुजरात है. Yesterday I was listening to the speeches between the Congress and the BJP ministers in Gujarat. एक साइड से बीजेपी मिनिस्टर गुजरात में बोलता है दूध का नदी बह रहा है, ऐसे बोल रहा है. एंड कांग्रेस मिनिस्टर एग्जैक्टली ऑपोजिट, पीने के लिए पानी नहीं है, शराब मिलता है. हाँ, ये भी प्रॉब्लम हुआ है. देन सडनली केजरीवाल गवर्नमेंट जंप्स इन. इधर मिस्टर मनीष सिंह सिसोदिया इज चार्ज्ड विद सीरियस चार्जेस. सेम डे भाई साहब गुजरात में गया है, ही एंड हिज मास्टर मिस्टर केजरीवाल. It's such a funny incident. He's showing the pictures of New York Times. And उसका हिंदी बहुत अच्छा है मिस्टर केजरीवाल का, मुझे उतना आता नहीं है. He was saying how beautiful this magazine looks, how beautiful is the picture looks. तो बीजेपी मिनिस्टर बोला सर स्कूल के बारे में नहीं पूछा, दारू का दुकान खोला उसका जवाब दे. गर्ल्स स्कूल, हाँ, They do not have a toilet and a washroom. And Mani Singh Sisodia बोलते हैं beautiful amenity. Washroom के लिए क्या बच्चियां घर जाएगी? अभी we do not know. And yesterday there was a building which was made to. देखा? 2 दिन से न्यूज चैनल बस ब्लास्ट होने वाला है, ब्लास्ट हो गया, अभी तू अरे तू क्यों उधर गया, ब्लास्ट हो गया, दूर रहना. हाँ, ब्लास्ट they have done. Illegal था, and it is one of the tallest towers in India, but they blasted. अभी उसके पीछे 4 दिन तक इनका राशन पानी चालू है, धूल लगा है, डस्ट बढ़ गया है, एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स AQI इतना था, अभी चुप बैठना हो गया सब बात. ऑपोजिशन बोले इतना बड़ा बिल्डिंग बन गया तो तोड़ा क्यों, हम उसको हॉस्पिटल में यूज करते हैं, इसको यूज करता है, but it is a mark that if you have constructed such a tall building, I think today UP government has passed more than 36 senior most engineers, they are sacked from their office. अभी उनको डर रहेगा, ऐसा बिल्डिंग अगर और कोई बनाएगा, बिल्डिंग तो जाएगा ही एंड साथ में ऑफिसर भी जाएगा. I don't know how much amount of tons of blasting material they've used. It has collapsed as it is. ये normally foreign countries में मैंने सुना भी है और देखा भी है, but इंडिया में ये पहले बार हो रहा है. अभी नया दुकान खुल गया है ना इंडिया में ब्लास्टिंग करने का, हम मैंने सर रेडी. और कितने वाले का बिल्डिंग है? 3.5 फ्लोर है. 3.5 फ्लोर के लिए तूने मुझे क्यों बोला 3.5? नहीं सर, 4th फ्लोर आपने गिर गया, थोड़ा सा चिपका हुआ. So look at what India is going ahead. India is going with a great guns, but then agriculture के लिए government of India complete negligence. Let's see the next method, dibbling method. I'll give you 1 or 2 methods, then I will straight away move away. This method, who is it? Started. Great excitement. I'm just telling all this, and they are least born. Dibbling method. This method of cultivation uses a dibber. This method of cultivation uses a dibber which helps in planting a seed. Which helps in planting a seed by creating a hole in the ground. ये बहुत पुराना method है. Creating a hole in the ground. Second point, seeds are planted at regular intervals, manually. Next. Okay. Heavy flowing. That's this one, sir. Heavy flowing wet soil is a prerequisite. Wet soil, क्योंकि वो sticky है ना वो. Wet soils is a prerequisite. हाँ ठीक है, पहले अच्छा borrowed है क्या? Borrowed है. Is a prerequisite. Now shall I give the most important method on your own? Will you write? Yes. Transplanting method. I know you will not write. Write down. ये separate question आता है. Transplanting method. Write down. Point number 1. Hey, put a star mark and write SQ. Short questions आता है. Explain the transplanting method of rice cultivation. Hey, did I explain this method? Listen, if you remember the entire crop or a paddy field, they will not seed the entire crops. They will select one part of and they'll name this as a plant nursery. Correct? Why plant nursery? Because the initial cropping is done here only. And when it grows 2 to 3 centimeters or inches, they make a bundle and throw it in all different quarters. वो video में जो मैं दिखाया था ये था ना. So this entire crop is that method which is called as transplanting. यहाँ से वो भी separate करेंगे and then they will do the sowing. So entire crops are not sown in the entire field. Right up. Transplanting method, point number 1. You guys start with any point? मुझे मार्क करके आगे बढ़ना ठीक है. A common method in deltaic, DELTAIC, a common method in the deltaic and floodplain region. Floodplains, not due to floods. It is floodplain and floodplain region. Second point. Use of more laborers. Use of more laborers. Since seedlings are first grown. Now, what is the word you have to write? Nurseries. Seeds are first grown in nurseries. First full stop. I'll break the sentence. After 4 to 5 weeks. Saplings, SAP, are transplanted into saplings are transplanted into already prepared agricultural land. Underline for saplings. Already prepared agricultural land. Next, frequent watering or water. Next point. Bracket you write 30 to 45 centimeters distance and 2 to 3 centimeter deep waters. जो already prepared रहेगा land. One more lecture you have to sleep. And 2 to 3 centimeter deep waters. This method is very popular. Hyphen assured high yield. Now use your textbook. Make the advantages on your own. High yield, मतलब guaranteed high yield मिलता है. Start writing simple sentence from the textbook, and then I'll explain whichever points you require. There is one short question. If it is separately asked, that is transplanting. In next weekend is the PTM announced. I don't know. How many did not add? I already asked. Yes. If seats, slots available nahi tha, you wanted to book, really? I heard last week I was overbooked, but this week to मेरा first time था. We're talking about math and science or SST? All booked. I don't know when they booked. I understand that, but Saturdays and Sundays generally. Oh, okay. I think अगर next week है तो फिर देख लेंगे. I don't know. Seriously, right? Don't munch. The word. Between serious writing इतना busy talks कैसे कर लेता है? And so you finished writing, huh? I'll discuss small yesterday as well. How many yesterday watched India-Pakistan match? Oh, that's great. It was a real enjoyable match. What is your personal opinion about the
हार्दिक पांड्या sir, best sir, okay.
ठीक है बंद करो. Keep your books aside. Keep it aside. I had shared one that small picture of Mr. Pandya and that Mr. Dinesh Karthik. Did you watch it? How he was going to Mr. Pandya? And if you remember 1 year exact, not 1 year exactly, last time when India and Pakistan met in the same ground, Pandya was carried on a stretcher. And this time Pandya made a point. If you remember that second ball, they did not take a single. जब DK आया and he did not rotate, so I remember the gesture Pandya told, don't worry, there are 4 balls to go. And I think next ball itself he pulled that spinner to the 6. I don't know, yesterday Pakistan news channels मैंने कुछ ज़्यादा देखा नहीं. Normal India Pakistan match होता है तो they break all the TVs. But yesterday it was a 1-to-1 good experience. I really liked the fast bowling attack of Mr. Pakistan group, especially that end fellow ना जो आपने अभी देखा. And there is one Afridi करके bowler है. वो किधर है वो नहीं था. Injured है. But I really appreciated the pace bowling attack of Pakistan team. ये भाई साहब लोग 147 मारने के लिए इतना ड्रामा करेगा किसी ने सोचा भी नहीं. That they are super. But हमारा Indian batsman में many people were expecting Virat Kohli will actually go to 50, but at least he has scored good. But it is okay. I appreciate both the team played a good match. But the problem with that last over, if you remember that one bowler, he has hit 3 sixes in an over. उसने 9 बॉल में 16 runs मारा. वो कौन था? If not the score will. He was bowling along with Nazim. He was also bowling. The call fellow. I don't remember, but अगर वो 3-6 नहीं लगता, the total target might be close to 120s only. And ये मुझे तो लगता है कि ये ड्रामा ये लोग ने खुद ही बनाया रहेगा. मैं यहाँ तक लेके जाएगा, लास्ट ओवर तक लेके जाएगा. And I after watching match for long time, मैं normally ऐसा seriously देखा नहीं. But yesterday even my hearts were also pumping up and down. And when he started playing, and it was a good match overall. But when is the next India's encounter? No. Series है ना Tuesday. With whom we are playing? Hong Kong. ठीक है. So along with your studies, enjoy the Asia Cup. I think India was defeated by Pakistan in one of the Asia Cup. World Cup. And many were saying, ये ले लिया, वो ले लिया, वो सब कुछ नहीं. Whoever performs good, they should. Okay. I'll 25 or 30. 30. Still, you can talk or you can ask. Any schools, any exams are coming nearby? Midterm. Are we ahead of your school syllabus? Ahead, na? Pakka. तो वो तो हो जाएगा. But when what is the syllabus? But we have already done. In civics, how many chapters are done?
Sir, in school or here?
Here.
So here we have done 2 first 2 chapters, and then we are on Supreme Court right now.
That I only started. Supreme Court, who has taught you? I don't remember. अच्छा वो complete हो गया ना? मतलब चालू. So I think some schools have put that chapter for the coming exams. अच्छा that is complete. So no queries. देखो one thing for 1 minute only I'll speak, then I'll make a move. Whatever you are studying and learning, make it a point that you are trying to keep in touch. I think yesterday some parents were saying कि मेरा बच्चा ने पढ़ा है but भूल गया है. So I gave them some special tips which I will not be giving it here. You should meet me in the PTM. I will be giving. But simple है कि at least once in a week try to brush up what is happening, because SST being the most disregarded and disliked subject, some not all. If not, your percentage goes up. It should not bring the percentage down. If you think ये हिस्ट्री और ज्योग्राफी में जिंदगी में कभी नहीं देखेगा, तो ये साल उसको लास्ट कर दो. समझा मैं क्या बोल रहा है? If you hate, मालूम पड़ा था नेक्स्ट ईयर परसेंटेज विल बी लिटिल बिट हाई. ऑलरेडी ये साल का भी मैंने कुछ स्कूल्स में सुना है द कट ऑफ लिस्ट इज केप्ट वेरी हाई बिकॉज वो क्या है ऑनलाइन में बहुत सारे लोगों ने यू आल्सो नो दैट. So I expect that next year admissions will also be as challenging as this year. तो अभी आप अपने आप को मेजर करो and अपने आप को थम्स अप करो. Okay? चलो, so then I'll see you. Good night and I'll meet you in the next lecture. Thank you. We are getting 2 minutes early. It will done.